And it's only 18 inches what they can see out of. Imagine being in a submarine with 4 other people, and you got to share the time on looking out the 18-inch window to see something that there's a movie on. And it has $1 billion in revenue. 4 fucking DVDs to see this shit. But y'all want to go see the Titanic. Good luck. And homeboy's son is at a Blink-182 concert. And I know a lot of people is like, oh, he's dealing with trauma. Who really cares? I don't really care. Clearly, Black Twitter, Black America don't really care. Only thing that screamed to me is there's an insurance policy out on his dad. And I don't know if he's actually getting paid. Because this is weird, right? And then we got the Suki situation. And by the time this video comes out, I am here to say the Suki situation would not be around. Nobody would care. I'm going to find it interesting if anybody gives a damn about the Suki situation by the time this video drops. Why? Because women don't care. I know it's a thing of, women, they do care. But that ain't the case. Also, what's not the case is, the most embarrassing thing about this whole Suki situation before we get into it is the amount of men that don't understand consent. I know there's this notion that it's a lot of men. That's false. Majority of men, most men, almost all the men understand consent. It just so happens that small percentage is too fucking loud. And we shine a light on those dumbasses. If you don't understand how, what YK Osiris did was sexual assault, if you don't understand what he did was sexual, that it was non-consensual, then you're a weirdo. And that's interesting. Now, somebody's saying, well, why you say women don't? Let's get to this Melyssa Ford part. As a huge follower to JBP, Melyssa said something on the podcast that I thought was freaking hilarious. Hold on, I think this is.
Go to Bali and buy some huge shit.
Have you been to Bali?
Oh.
No.
Okay, I have.
Oh.
So
Shit.
That was not the video I wanted to play, actually. But that is hilarious. Melyssa Ford trying to convince us that Bali and the U.S. are comparable as far as like money-wise was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And then I love how on Reddit, dudes are in the group, in the Reddit thread saying, yo, I actually been to Bali. And that shit is cheap. Like, we don't know what Melyssa's talking about. But anyway, hold on. Let me do a cut. Let's find this podcast. I think this is it. Clearly, this is not a cut because I got the video.
Lamb chops about this shit.
Well, no, it came up in conversation. It was like it was a table. Five of us ladies.
Not all the way familiar with her either.
Samesies.
Because we old as hell.
A little bit. Yeah. So she's a rapper, but she also has an OnlyFans page.
Suki, a rap? Never mind. Hold on.
Leads with sexuality. Apparently, her OnlyFans page is pretty graphic.
Did you subscribe, or you just hearing that from word on the curb?
Man, Joe already know the answer to that. Melyssa Ford. Melyssa Ford is a reflection of women when it comes to sex workers. Now, I know I have a list that's out there that says women don't like women. The pod has shared it. It's hilarious. But women not accepting sex workers is the reason why sex workers won't get the rights they deserve, the protection they deserve, and the help that they deserve. I know that's a lot to put on women, but listen what Melyssa Ford just said. She is a rapper that has an OnlyFans and she leads with sex. This reminds me of when OnlyFans first dropped and on the Breakfast Club, Angela Yee was trying to convince everybody that it wasn't a sex platform, but people are on there working out and cooking. And the fellas kept asking her like, oh, well, it's not a porn site. And she was like, no, you can do whatever you want to. Yo, of course, I can go on Pornhub right now and put this podcast up. I can upload it. When I get no views, Pornhub does not turn into a podcasting site. It still remains as a porn site, right? Suki has a couple of songs on the internet. Let's go to her Spotify right quick, because I think that I really need to put this in perspective. Because Melyssa wants us to believe that Suki is a rapper. If you go on Suki's page right now, her top 5 songs, she has 2 songs. One of them not even by her. She has 2 songs that has over 500,000 views. The rest are, one is a remaster, so it's been out already. And her latest song got 800,000. So if we keep it a buck, nobody listening to Suki's music, right? Because these are the numbers after the incident. Now, I encourage anybody, type in OnlyFans Sukiana, go on Reddit, look at the number of views. More people have seen Suki suck dick and throw up on dick than they have listening to her music. And that is okay. More people have watched Suki have sex, and more people have watched the video on Twitter of Suki rapping butt ass naked and nobody caring than they have actually heard her rapping. And that actually doubles. But what I'm trying to get at is the moment that women can say, yo, we accept her for who she is and what she does, the better things are turning to. And I think it'll actually help them to say, yo, this is what we're demanding from the rest of the people, right? I love when women, we look around this country and this country wants, equal rights for people. But then it's like, oh, but we don't accept certain people in this country. We see how that works, right? We see how feminism works. Let's start there. Is feminism really working in this country? I hate to be a bearer of bad news. Absolutely not. And the example of that is, look how they treat black and brown women. When it's go time, we need y'all. But when we don't need y'all, hey, no. It's white rights over here. But we'll leave that alone. That's for the women to discuss. I'll leave that right there. But I did, listening to that podcast, I was listening to these weak ass questions that was posed to men, or posed to these three gentlemen. And the only thing I kept saying was, yo, this section of the podcast is 20 minutes too fucking long. Because Mel is leading from a place where I don't think she fully accepts Suki. And she's asking questions and rightfully so admitting, hey, I don't have the answer, guys. I don't know. I need y'all help. I need y'all insight. I don't know what I want men. I don't know what protection looks like for men or what hip hop can do to protect women. Excuse me. I don't know what that looks like. And I don't know why I don't know. I could tell you why you don't know. I could tell people why we don't know what it looks like for men protecting women. Because women don't know. And it's tough, right? We get it. The funny part is we get the what if questions. What should have Duval done? But what if that was your mom? What if that was your sister? How would you feel? It blew my mind, Melyssa, doubling down on accepting that, nah, he shouldn't be arrested. Imagine hearing, yo, I'm a woman. I watched another woman get sexually assaulted on camera. And no, I don't think somebody should be arrested. Now, I'm not here to get my take on if I think bruh should be arrested or not. But I do find it interesting that a woman said, hey, he sexually assaulted her, which I agree. And no, I don't think he should be arrested for sexually assaulting somebody on camera. And then when another intelligent brother walked in the room, then it's time to mute up. Killer Mike walked in there and Joe had to call Melyssa out on it and say, yo, you slowballing these questions. You was talking tough when he wasn't here, but now he's here. What's up? Then I love Reddit. And this is all just a recap on all this, by the way. I love Reddit because then there comes this question of, yo, should there be a shakeup at the JBP? And I laughed because half the thread or half the community wants Mel to leave. The other half wants her to stay. And I think that's every week, right? Whoever pissed everybody off for the last week. Also, I do not know who was Employee of the Month last month. I might give it to Ish. No. I don't know. I got to look at it. It's between Ish and Parks. I know Ice won 1 month. I think Parks won the next month. And that might yeah. But I don't know who won Employee of the Month from where I'm standing at. Or sitting at, rather. But there's this question, should we shake up the pod? And I don't think that's going to happen because I think everybody plays their role well. The beautiful part about Melyssa is you cannot like her, but she'll still keep you watching, right? It reminds me of Homeland. Like, I hated Carrie from Homeland. Had to keep watching, though. She was annoying as hell. She did stupid shit, but she worked on TV. And I had to keep watching because I disliked her so much. And I'm not saying that with Mel, but Mel does get on my nerves pretty fucking often, right? But I can't stop watching. And I think that's the beauty of what's going on. And everybody plays their role, right? Joe is a leader of chaos in this situation. Flip is there to make everything funny, but then also to put people's feet to the fire. Like, nah, let's actually talk about this. Ish is the old head of reason. And, you know, Ish do got to stop with the, yo, I know tons of people. I know a bunch of girls who used to go out there and get it. I knew a bunch of drug dealers. You know, I knew a bunch of, bruh, stop. This man said he know a bunch of people that has 200,000 to 300,000 or 100 to 200 something thousand in lawyer fees fighting for their kid. No, you don't. You don't know a bunch of people. Like, stop it. I think you know a bunch of people, but I don't think you know a bunch of people in all these situations. Right? It's like, this is the type when you ask people to list like they top 10 rappers and they start naming like 20 people and you like, yo, what's going on? Like, you can't have 20 people in your top 10 of anything. Right? Ice is there is like just the calm. Everything is chill, it's calm, and he's there for music. I love it. And, you know, Parks, outside of being the best audio engineer ever on a podcast, Parks is, he's Switzerland. It is what it is. He's Switzerland. I don't think, Parks don't talk that much unless outside of music, but he's Switzerland. And to let everybody know, like, hey, you can't say that. Let me bleep that. You know what? Let's keep it PC as far as PC we're going to get. But no, I don't think nobody's leaving the podcast. I know Reddit right now thinks that Flip was suspended last episode because he had no reason why he wasn't there. And apparently he was yelling at Joe. I love Reddit. I love our narratives. And I love when we know that Joe might be saying shit just for narratives because we just dive in and say, all right, let's go ahead and do it. But, the biggest lesson about all this, it does make me realize, like, who is raising these boys, man? Who is raising the YK Osiris's? Who is raising them to think that what you did was okay? Who is raising them to think that this is how you treat women? It also makes me question if single moms are failing our kids. This is why on the Black Dads Club, we always encourage men to marry the women you're having kids with, or get married actually and have kids. So your kids aren't living in poverty. So you are raising a 2-parent household so that you are creating an environment of a foundation where every day you can talk to your son and let them know what consent looks like. My biggest, and we talked about this years ago on the podcast, and those episodes are deleted, so don't go look for them because they was trash. But I used to always say the Slut Walk by Amber Rose failed, not because her heart was in the wrong place, but she was targeting the wrong people. Yo, let's not have a field day or parade for people to dress provocative and say, hey, you shouldn't look at me or touch me or, make me feel uncomfortable, which is fair. But for somebody that has a son, I would hope Amber Rose could say, yo, let's start an academy for people that's my son's age. Because it's a lot of single moms out here. And their sons are growing up in environments, according to them, without a male in the house. Let's start an academy for them. Let's bring in Steve Harvey to talk to these men. Or let's partner with Steve Harvey. He has these things. Right? But that's too easy. A lot of people don't want to solve problems. They just want to highlight the issues. So I do pose the question is if single moms are failing our young black boys. I don't know. I ain't here to say that. All I'm here to say is, black men, marry the mother of your kids. There's too many of these niggas out here. And there's too many of us that are in our sons' lives who got to deal with your son coming around. And then I got to deal with these misanders on the internet. Anyway, but that's all I got to say about this. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think this is an interesting conversation. And I can't wait till the next episode. I'll holla at you.